Hello everyone, how are we this evening? Oh, sorry, I just knocked the camera there. Just bear with me a moment while we become fully operational, hopefully. Right, let's have a little look at what we're doing here. Here we go. Ooh. Come on. Where's my screen gone? There we go. Just turn my sound down so that you can't hear me wittering on. And let's see how straight are we. Not very. Let me just adjust ever so slightly. Hopefully that's not made anybody too queasy, but I think we're okay. Yeah, that's good. Yay! Hello there, Julie. How are you? Hello there. Oh, right. I think that seems to be quite stable. Let me just move some wires out of the way, just in case they decide to pop into view. Excuse me. How is everyone this evening? Hi Katrin, how are you? Hello guys, I hope you're all well. I know I was quite late posting that we were going to be on tonight because we've been super busy. If any of you have seen any of our Instagram or Facebook stories recently, you will know that we have been moving offices, or well, moving our HQ. So I will still have an office here at home, which is where I'm filming from right now, because that does work better for me in terms of an office space. But in terms of a I guess a storage facility, warehouse, packing, distribution centre, that it was no longer working for us at home. So I've had to move out into a new space. And the great thing about the new space is that we can also have a bit of room for some small workshops as well, and large workshops too. In the building that we're in, it does have the option for that as well. So yeah, so it's a very versatile centre that we've moved to, like a business centre and venue. So it means that we've got the opportunity to be able to grow while we're there as well, which is fab. Hello Natalia, just popping in to say hi before you have dinner. Julie says she's not done much crafting recently and hopes to at the weekend, and hopes the move is going well. And Natalia says, yay for workshops, can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait as well. We are hoping that we can have everything set up so that we can hold the first ones next month. We've got quite a bit going on in October, what with Stamperama coming up, as well as getting the excuse me, the new office in order and getting that straight. So yeah, I think October would be a bit too challenging. Plus we've got a new release as well this month, which is exciting. So so yeah, so it's definitely going to be at the earliest November, but yeah, it's going to be so good to be able to do those and have our own dedicated space for doing it too. Natalia says, yay for Stamperama too excited. I really am excited for it. I'm a little bit nervous because we've not done one for a long time, and the last one that we did was obviously well before lockdown, and it was we didn't have half the stuff that we've got now. I mean, we've been unpacking things for days, and there's still so much left to unpack and to sort out. And we're just thinking, how are we going to get all of this in a van to Harrogate? I don't know what we're going to do, but we will figure it out. Thank you for saying that about my nails. They're actually growing out. I've had to cut them down because these were my holiday nails. Had to cut them down because I couldn't do anything with them. And they're growing out a bit now, so I'm probably going to have to remove them in the next couple of days when I get a chance, because yeah, they are growing out quite a bit, but they've lasted really well. I'm really pleased with them. And they remind me of summertime, which we're not in anymore, are we? Which is so annoying. It's definitely feeling much more autumnal and wintry in these parts. So I just had these cards out really just so that you got something pretty to look at while we got set up and everyone joined us. But shall we get some crafting done? Because I have not done any crafting for a while either, Julie, because we've been too busy packing and sorting, and I've been designing packaging and all kinds of different things, and not doing any actual crafting, which is what I really want to do. And there's a couple of things that I've got in mind, because I want to make a couple of thank you cards, really. Hello Paula, hello Sylvia, for people who've been helping us with the move. But also, one of the people that's been helping us with the move is Aunt's stepdad, and his birthday coming up soon. So I did also think that it might be nice to do a little bit of a birthday card, and one that's a little bit more kind of geared towards the guys. And this is why I do like this bear set, because even though he's a cute bear, obviously we can make him a little bit manly, can't we? So so I thought it'd be quite a good idea to do the little bear set here. So this is the is it the bear? Is it the birthday bear? Yeah, the birthday bear. So he does what he says on the tin, doesn't he? The birthday bear. So I think I'm going to use the birthday bear, and I am going to tonight. I'm going to make things easy on myself for once. I'm going to try. Well, famous last words, isn't it? But I thought I would make something quite simple, and like I say, a little bit more manly, if I can, for the guys, and do a nice simple birthday card. Excuse me while I have a little drinky poos, a little drink of water. So what I've done is I've also got this, you know, I've got my stamp set. I know what stamp set I'm going to use, but I've pulled out some of my stencils here just to have a think what stencil would possibly work. So I'm just going to have a little flick through. Now, I do like the Falling Stars stencil. I do think that that's really nice. We've also got the Confetti Stencil, which does go perfectly well, actually, with our birthday bear. I'm going to go with that. There you go, decision made. Confetti Stencil sorted, because I can make this. Ooh, I've got an idea of how we can make this quite manly, I think. So I'm going to start with my stencil, I think, and see where the stencil takes me, and then we'll take it from there. But I'm going to use the Confetti Stencil, and I need some. Shall I use a bit of pre-cut cardstock to make my life a bit easier? I'm all for making my life easy today. So this is an A6 piece of cardstock. Well, it's actually 2 pieces of the A6 cardstock that I've got pre-cut here. So let me just line this up so that you can see what I'm doing. And let's just have a little look at my bear. So I think I'm going to make him portrait rather than landscape. So just double checking that before I commit to anything. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some heat embossing, because this could be quite cool. So I'm going to take my Wow embossing pad here, and I've not stuck this down, so I'm just, you know, I'm winging it, but I'm going to push my ink through my stencil here. So I'm pressing on quite firmly because I want it to go right through my stencil. And I haven't pre-treated it actually, which, you know, that could be a mistake. but we'll see. I'm just going for it. I will be very honest with you guys. I am super tired, and I have been at it working away on the new place solidly for what seems like days now. Oh, I'll let that move a little bit. I hope I've not smudged. Let's have a look. I think we're okay. I've missed a little bit in the middle, but that's okay, because what we can do is go over it if there's any bits that we've missed. Also, our little bear's probably going to cover bits of it up anyway, and I want to use some Wow Gold, rich gold. So I've put my white piece of paper down, and I'm just going to throw this over the top. So yeah, so we're pretty tired, so you'll have to excuse me if I'm not as coordinated this evening as I usually am. Not that I'm usually very coordinated, I don't think. But you know, sometimes the words come out right, sometimes they don't. But that's actually not bad coverage. That I've not done as bad a job as I thought I had at first. There's a few little areas that I've missed, but like I say, we can go back in and we can correct those, can't we, afterwards? So let me just scoop this up and pop that back in my container there. And now what you want to be very kind of conscious of as well is making sure that you clean up your stencil pretty quickly, because it's very sticky, the embossing ink. So I've got my heat embossing gun here. This is quite noisy, so I do apologise. I'm just going to take my tweezers here and just hold down my paper onto my my mat here. This mat is heat resistant, which is very good. So you can see the gold starting to change now. Yay. Just move that slowly across the powder and you'll see it gradually melt. So the advantage of having a mat like this is obviously you and using the tweezers is that my hands don't get anywhere near it, so I'm not in danger of burning my fingers. So I'll just straighten that up a little bit. So you can see that there's some areas, some patchy areas, particularly at this side. So I don't suppose I'm going to get this lined up. Oh, she says she's not going to get it lined up, and then gets it perfectly lined up. So now we've got this, you know, we've done it once. We can go back over any areas that we have actually missed. So let's do that, because there are some, you know, some bits that have been quite badly missed, and I am going to cut this down. That's for certain, but I don't know which bits I'm going to cut down, so let's just add a few bits to there, and then let's top that up. So don't worry if you do, you know, you've missed a few bits, or you've you know, you think you've not, you know, fully got the coverage that you want, because you can go back in and layer over what you've already done, which is the great thing about using your embossing powders. They do layer up really, really well. So where I've got here just a little bit of static there, I'm just going to brush that away. Don't mind a little bit of it staying on because it's a party, so there's going to be glitter in the air, but I don't want there to be too much, so we're just going to clean it up a little. So just having a little clean brush to hand is always very useful for that. So we'll put that to one side. I don't know why I can't keep seeing. Oh, hello there. Harry and Blake say hello, although they should be asleep. They always should be asleep. Hello to Harry and Blake. Are you guys coming to Harrogate, or did you say that you couldn't get? I can't remember if you guys, I don't know how far away it is for you guys. And Alison Chelsea says hello. Nicola's with us. Laura's here. One of mine's staying at Mum's tonight, and the other is being put down by Daddy at the present. That sounds bad, being put down. Right, let me just put this back on. Hello, Jane. So, bit more heat. So the other thing that happens when you add more of the powder is it thickens up even more, so you get more dimension and you get an even better coverage. So it looks really molten, and it's really, really lovely effect. So I'm really happy with that now, because we've got a really nice gold confetti background, which is cool. So Julie's saying she better not, because it's going to cost her an absolute fortune. Plus it's a bit too far. Yeah, I seem to remember you saying it might have been a bit too far. So I'm just going to clean up my my background here, my bit of my silicone mat, because of that sticky ink. Like I say, it is very sticky. So I am just going to use a baby wipe for that rather than just a normal wipe. Plus I find that the embossing powder also sticks to it, so it's good to just give that bit of a clean. And then I'm also going to try and clean off a little bit of the ink off my stencil, but what I will do is I'll probably run this under the tap after we finish. But if I can get a little bit off now, that will make my life a little bit easier in the long run. There we go. Good, good, good. Right, pop that to one side. Let's get rid of that. I don't know what I'm doing here. There we go. Okay. Oh, Harry and Blake are going to get to meet Oscar in a couple of weeks. How is that? What's going on? How are we meeting up? That sounds exciting. A little get together. Right, so actually I put that away, and I do need this still. Lol. Because I'm going to do a bit of ink blending, and this is really good. Laura has just booked the Harrogate Hotel, or is that Jane? It's only 2 hours away, but I thought I'd take the family and have a couple of days out around Harrogate and York over the weekend. What a great idea! What a great idea! It is lovely, Harrogate, as well. So I'm going to do my background. My idea for my background was to do something in a really sexy dark blue. I don't know why sexy, but just in a nice dark blue basically. So we've got Blueprint Sketch and Chipped Sapphire. I thought it'd be quite rich and regal, I think was probably what I've got in my head. So I'm going to start with some of the Blueprint Sketch, easy for me to say. So I'm using my blue brush, and this is my blue brush that I use for darker colours, and I'm going to just get a good amount of this all over my background. We're going to be adding some layers to it, so I'm not too worried. I'm just going straight onto my background. So are some of you guys having a little meet-up? That sounds really cool. Now then, where did I put those, guys? Yes. So I brought myself some post-it notes up. Just this very, very thing, because this is obviously a very dark ink, and I don't want to put my fingers in it and then get blue ink everywhere. So I'm just going to flip this around, make sure that I've got ink absolutely everywhere, and we're going to go over a bit of fluff, go over that just to add a bit more depth to it and give it a really nice rich feel. Make sure it's all beautifully blended with our brush, which makes it so easy. Oh, I love it. So I love this colour. It's so rich. But I want to really bring it in a little bit more. So I'm going to rub off the excess there, and we're going to go in with some chipped sapphire around the edges. So again, I'm going to pop my fingers onto my post-it note, and then I'm going to bring the chipped sapphire in around the edges. So I'm using that same blue brush. I'm not going to change my brush. I've just given it a little bit of a clean, and then we'll bring the chipped sapphire right into the middle. Well, not right into the middle, but from the edges towards the middle. And that will, I mean, it to me here in this light, it's almost got a little bit of a purple tinge to it, so it looks very, like I said, very regal to me, which I think is really cool, especially with the gold. And this is going to be a really nice manly background for our cute little bear. I think so. I love that. So that's created this really nice background. So I love that you guys have met each other through Time for Tea and are now meeting up in real life. I just find that so lovely. I love that about the crafty community, that, you know, you're strangers, but you're not. You're friends because you have the same hobby, the same interests, and it brings people together. I love that. So really cool background. I love it. I've got a good idea as well. Stop. So let me pop this away. I'll just do a little bit of cleaning again. I'm going to use my my whites again, I think, for this, because again it's quite an intense colour, and I want to make sure it doesn't go everywhere, including all over me, and just clean off my brush as well. Pop that in its case, in its caddy, and so now we've got you know, the background kind of done, I can now rub over the top of where we heat embossed, so any ink that might have got onto there and dulled the gold, we can just brighten that back up, which I think is awesome. So that's really cool. So I'm just going to straighten this out, and then what I thought I might do, which is really cool, I've not done for a while, is to do a bit of splattering with some metallic paint. So I've got some gold fine tech metallic here. I don't have any water in my pot, but I have got some spray, so I might be able to use that, I think. So let's just tip a little bit of that into there. I don't need a lot. And I need a brush, that's for sure. I wonder if I might use this brush, which is kind of cool, isn't it? Let's get some water onto that gold. Get it moving around a bit, and see if there's enough of it to create a splatter. Almost, a bit more. Yes, that's perfect. And that just gives us a bit more of that kind of confetti, glittery background. Love it. It's gone all over my screen on my iPad, but never mind. I still love it. So let's grab another wipe. I'll just give that a bit of a wipe. And I'll just give you a little glimpse of that a little bit closer, which is pretty cool. There's a little bit of, can you see that? Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful. So let's clean up my surface, because I have flicked gold paint absolutely everywhere there. So you might want to, you know, protect your craft possessions from the paint, but you know, it's all part of the process, isn't it? Getting it everywhere, I think. So I think I can get rid of this now. I think I can. I think we're done with that. So so that's the basis of my background, which I'm absolutely loving. And like I say, I might cut it down a bit once we get to what we're doing, because I now need to work on my birthday bear, I think, and then figure out how we're going to put the whole thing together, because I've not really figured that out yet. I've got a kind of a rough idea, but we'll see. So again, I need a bit of paper, and I'll use my cut down paper, because again, it's the Time for Tea Super Smooth cardstock, perfect for your alcohol markers, which I will probably be using this evening. And the reason that I am going to use them, I mean, you know, I love my alcohol markers, and I do tend to use them the majority of the time. I am going to try using different mediums, like my pencils, my Prismacolor pencils, and my watercolours. However, I think for this card, with it being a little bit of a bolder background, I think I need a bolder coloured image. So I think the Copics will give me that effect that little bit better than if I was to use maybe watercolours. I think that's a bit of a softer look. So particularly as well for a male recipient, I feel like that this is a good option. So I'm going to just add my little bear in this corner, and I need my Memento Tuxedo black ink, because this is alcohol friendly. So let's get some colour onto our stamp here. I feel like there's little bits of fluff flying off me. And onto my stamp. So just apply a bit of pressure onto here and see what, just one more I think another go. And again, if you haven't used a stamping platform before, I think all of you guys have, but if you're watching this on the replay and you've not used a stamping platform before, these are so good for just helping you you know, stamp again so that you get a really crisp image, and knowing that you're going to line up your stamp in exactly the same place. It's helped me on so many occasions where I've just misstamped or not got a really crisp image the first time. So yeah, definitely recommend, if you haven't already got one, do try one. And one of the great things as well about being able to do workshops at Time for Tea is that if there are things that you've seen me use but you're not sure whether they're for you, you can come and try them out at the workshops, and then you'll be able to say, oh well, yeah, that didn't work for me, or yeah, no, why have I not had that all along? Where have I been? Because that is awesome. Right, I've just had a bit of a thought process. Let me have a little think about this. Because these solids, the solid stamp here matches up with our middle stamp, and I've got a bit of an idea of maybe making this also in the gold metallic. So I could either stamp it solid and mask out my other little stamp here, or I do think I've got an embossing pen. So I think that this is embossing ink in a pen. Shall we try it? It's only a bit of, at the end of the day, it's a bit of cardstock. So let's try it. I feel intrigued to try it. So this is the thicker end. So I believe that if I colour this in, she says, I'm sure this is the one. I'm sure this is the right one. But we'll soon find out, won't we? Because I've got one for foiling, you see. I don't think this is the foiling one. But it says it's water-based. So I don't know if this is the right one. But do you know what? We'll just stamp it again if it's wrong, isn't it? It doesn't look sticky, but it might be. See if it sticks to it. It does! It only does! Wow! So, I've not gone right to the edge, it doesn't look like, so, but as we know, we can go back over that. Oh my god, that's so cool. Right, let's have a look. So, I don't know where I got that embossing pen from, but I'm going to have to find some more now for the shop, because this has just become an absolute game changer for me, because I could give him some silver balloons as well. Gold and silver balloons. How good is that? Right. Bear with me while we just do a bit of drying of this and seeing what this turns out like. Do you have a, so Julie has a Versamart one, which is fab. Look at that. Oh my god, I'm in love. I'm in love. Right, so what we can do with this, I'm already in an absolute mess of a turmoil on my desk. That didn't take very long, did it? So, as we said before, we can go over any areas, and I can go into the little bit at the bottom, and I also can go back over this because it's a little bit mottled, so to make it thicker and a more even surface, I use a bit more of the ink and we go back over all of that. Oh, this is going to be immense. I love it. Yes. Right, so let's pop this back in here. I don't think I've ever done this. I think this is a first, an absolute first. So I'm excited. Oh, that's bubbling up. Really bubbling up, actually. Oh, so that's created a bit of a bubbled surface. I don't know whether that's the ink or I don't know what, but I quite like it still. I still like it. So, shall we do the others in silver? Have I got some silver out? That is gold. Have I got any silver actually, now I think about it? Do I own silver? I must do, surely to goodness. Let me just have a little look at what we've got in our stash. Some metallic platinum sparkle from, wow, that sounds good. So let's have a go at this one. So again, this is a bit of an experiment. I'm trying to keep the black, but it's not easy to keep the black lines clear, so we might have to go back over those. Let's do this one here. Yeah, we might be able to go back over those. Oh, I love having a little experiment. Oh, so Julie uses it for embossing your own written sentiments. What a great idea. Oh, this is very sparkly, this one. Oh, that's nice. Just got a bit of sparkle to it, this one, which is perfect for a party, I think. It's got a bit of glitter to it, I think, which is absolutely going everywhere. Right, let's dry this. Look, heat set. That's the word I'm looking for. So I'm going to do this from underneath again because of the glitter. I don't want that to fly off. And I don't want to overheat it. But I think that has made some really lovely sparkly balloons. I absolutely love that. I wish that hadn't... Oh, put my finger in it now. What a noob. What a sausage. So I put my... Don't do that. Don't put your finger in it, because that happens. So let's try putting a bit more powder on it while it's still wet, because it should fill in, she says. Just try it. Oh no, I reheated the silver at the same time, and it's gone on my silver bit. So I'll just wipe it off the bits that I don't want it on. It doesn't matter that it's gone over the edge there because I'm going to be cutting this out, so we'll cut all of that off. But let's try setting that again. That's better. I still feel that it's gone quite bubbly, my gold. So I don't know whether to try that again. Maybe not apply so much heat. I mean, it's gone smoother the second layer, definitely. What do we think? I mean, I love the idea of the gold and the silver. So I'm going to do that again because I'm not happy with how it's bubbled up there. And I think we can get that cleaner. I think we can do that better. So let's have another go. I totally wasn't expecting to do this, so this is why this is pure experimentation. But this is what we love, to experiment. So let's try this again. So get my little bear. Oops. And let's stamp him again. And that again, this is the other great thing, is that it's a bit of cardstock. It's fine. And I can cut those balloons off my little bear and add new balloons with the other stamps. So nothing is lost or wasted. Julie says the bubbles, she thinks they occur if you overcook the embossing powder. I think, yeah, I think that is what happens. You can overcook it, and I think because the ink is it's not as thick or as what's the word, like sticky as the ink pad. I think it probably doesn't need as much heat for it to set. That's what it felt like anyway. Certainly for the gold, the silver wasn't anywhere near as volatile, I don't think. So let's try it again on our new bear. I feel like I'm not, yeah, that's all right, that's good. Don't want to do that again, I don't think. So let's try this again. Sorry for the squeaky sound. So, what is everybody up to this evening? I'm going to cut off our other bear because he's putting me off. And like I say, I can snip off those. We can use that bear, and I can add some new balloons to him without a problem. Right then, let's try the gold first again, because it was the gold that was the most tricksy. And I do have two different kinds of gold actually. I've got a super fine gold, which is different to this is the regular. So I might try the super fine on this one. So let's give it another go. Alison says she's tidied up from Oscar crafting earlier and now making your own autumnal themed mess. I'm sure it's not a mess. Well, no, if it's anything like me, you will be making a mess while you create. So I'm just going to try and avoid anything getting onto that black line. And you'll probably notice that I am taking a bit more care this time, because the last time I did it I was just like, this is not going to work, so I'm just messing about. But now I think it's going to work, so I'm being a bit more careful. Julie's still waiting for the boys to crash. Right, so yeah, I feel like this is a little bit of a finer layer, which might be a good thing. And let's just remove some of the excess there. And just be careful to tidy up as you go along, because you don't want to end up with embossing powder absolutely everywhere if you can avoid it. So let's try this again. Now, try and hold the gun a little bit further away. It's really hard to try and show you. I don't have a lot of space, but we'll try not to over egg it this time. Beautiful. That seems to work better, doesn't it? The finer gold, I think, works better. So that's a little note to self. And then we will go in with our silver. And I'm just going to use the finer tip to go right to the edges. And for the balloon little tags, I don't know, tails, and we'll add these. Thursdays are designated crafty nights. I love that. Well, they are for me too. You know, it's been difficult today because we were both so very tired after all of the move, but I still wanted to come and do some crafting, because if I, you know, that's why I love the Facebook Lives, because if it wasn't for these, I don't know as I would get anywhere near as much crafting done, and that would make me very sad, because this is, you know, why I do what I do, because I love to craft. So right, let's pop this in here. It's the one thing I just wanted to mention to you guys as well. I don't know why it just occurred to me, but we were in the new building today, moving things in, and they do a lot of other things in that building. They have a lot of other different classes. They used to do craft classes before COVID, but a lot of those have stopped, which is such a shame. But they do Zumba classes there, and they are still going on, and we were you know, moving bits, and all of a sudden this music came on, this like Latin music, super loud. You know, it filled the whole building. It was so cool, and we were dancing away while we were unpacking things, and it was just really, really cool atmosphere. So yeah, there was a group of people zumbering away in the background while we were working. It was very cool. So I have a feeling I might need to take up Zumba. It sounded a lot of fun. Ow! That was a bit burny. Oh, I love this silver. I can feel my paper getting a bit hot there. But yeah, I love this silver. That is absolutely stunning, that silver. I love it. So this is Wow. And it is the Metallic Platinum Sparkle. Gorgeous stuff. Absolutely gorgeous. We are actually doing a hop in collaboration with Wow later on, I think in November. So look out for that, because I love the Wow products. I'm going to use my one of my multi-liner pens here just to fill in where some of the black line has been faded by the gold, just to make it a little bit clearer. And that just adds a bit of definition to it, which is grand. Love that. Really, really pleased with that. So now we can colour in our little bear. So I'll zoom in a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. And I think my bear is going to be, is that zoomed in enough? I think I'm going to make him like a grey bear, because I think that'll match with the colour scheme that we're going for. Like I say, it's a bit more of a manly kind of scheme that we're going for. So I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use some of the toner greys here, because they're a nice, warmer sort of a grey. Yeah, I think that'll be really cool. And because of that, I think I'll use the actual warm greys for his muzzle and maybe his belly. Let's have a little look here. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good colour for his belly there. That's the 3, that's the 1. Okay, so let's do his muzzle first, and we'll do his belly. There we go. And just add a little bit of shading around the bottom. Not too much, because I want it to still stay quite pale. I don't know why, but for some reason your comments keep disappearing, so I have to keep swiping up to be able to see what you guys are saying. Julie says, do you think you may do workshops for the teaspoons, or that they're able to come along too? I think it will all just depend on space, Julie. I would love for them to be able to come too. I don't think the workshops themselves will be necessarily catered towards the little ones, but obviously they would be welcome to come. It's just that we are very short on space, so because there is still restrictions in place because of COVID, we might have to just check whether we're, how many people we're allowed in the rooms, and so on. I know kids aren't meant to be as risky, but yeah, I think there may be some restrictions in play. But what there is the option to do in the venue, which is where we're based, is to hire larger rooms. So if we get to a position where actually we're, people are wanting to book and we don't have enough spaces, or we decide to do a larger group for maybe a half-day class or a full day, or even a weekend retreat, there is the option to do that. There is facilities for food on site as well, so they can cater for us as well. So there's loads and loads of options for in the future if we want to, expand into a larger room if the room that I'm currently in isn't offering me enough space. So that's really cool, because it means then that we've got lots of different options open to us. Oh, what was that? That was my heat gun complaining. So I'm just adding a little bit of the darker. Oh, I always do this, don't I? Hang on to the lids when I should be showing them to you, so you know what colours I'm using. So I'm just adding a little bit of this darker shade, the T5, around the edges of the face. I'm not covering the eyes up because I don't want them to be obliterated, and I want to keep quite light in the centre. Julie says, that's awesome that you have so many options available to you. It is. That's one of the reasons why we went for the space, because it gives us room to grow. It gives us more options depending on what we want to do in terms of like the shows and so on. We'd even contemplated, because of the amount of space there is whether we look to putting on shows there ourselves, for other crafters to join us and take on the space. So so yeah, there's definitely the, you know, there's more potential there in the future, without a doubt. So adding some more of this lighter, doing it again, the T3 in there just to blend in those edges. He's looking really cute. I love the grey bear look. It's very, very cute. And then the T7 is really very dark. So I am only going to use that quite sparingly, just to add depth where I want it. Because I don't want him to become too dark that you can't see, you know, any of his character. So I'm just going to apply that really around the very edges. And feather that in towards the centre, so that it's easier to blend. And then back to our T5. We can blend that into the middle again. So the colouring really is just about building up those layers really carefully and gradually. And it's one of the reasons that I love colouring so much, is that, you know, when you're doing it, you're just really thinking about what are you doing next, how are you achieving, you know, the look that you want, taking your time, being steady and careful about it. And you know, you can lose a whole afternoon colouring, can't you, and it just being a wonderful calming time spent, I think. I just wish that I got more time to do it than I do. One of my favourite things to do is testing out the new stamps when they come, and getting to colour them in for, you know, for the website images and so on. And it means that I just get to sit and colour for hours, and I love that. I absolutely love it. But like I say, I just wish I could do it more often. So for the what should we go for? C9 might be a good shout for his nose, because he needs a dark coloured nose. So we're going to go straight in with the C9, which is almost black, almost, but not quite. And then I think a bit of blush for his cheeks. That might be a little bit light. Let's have a look. That should work. A little bit of pink on the cheeks. A little bit in his ears. And blend that out with some R20. Yeah, that's cute. Sweet. So that's our little bear. Isn't he adorable? I love him. So we do have, let me pop my inks back out of the way. Not my inks, my embossing powders. Apologies. Don't know what I'm saying. Now I do have coordinating dies, of course. So let's grab my coordinating dies, which are all in here, and should be on. I need to grab some magnetic sheets here to keep these all in place. So I hate seeing them roam around. So I'm just going to line this up, making sure that everything is going to cut out. I can see all of those black lines inside my die. Then I know that I've got that lined up correctly. And pop my tape in some appropriate places to keep it all in place. And then we can pop this through our smaller die-cutting machine actually, rather than the big noisy one. So we'll use one of my little machines here, which is so cute. Annalisa says, hello, just back from an amazing hike in a huge conservation area. The leaves are falling and it was 20 degrees, so perfect. That sounds so beautiful. Looks like we're using embossing powders today. Looks great. Oh, thank you, Annalisa. Yeah, I'm agreeing with Alison, who says that you have the amazing fall colours and the pics of your hikes are always so beautiful. Yeah, it does always look so stunning. So let's have a look at my, oh, look at him. He has cut it out beautifully. So let's have a think about how I want to set this guy up now on my card base, because I am loving him. Let's put that in there. And just have a little drink. Could do with zooming out a bit now, couldn't I? Let's have a zoom out. And come on. Oh, see, I knew that'd happen. Sometimes it just doesn't want to do as it's told. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. We are zoomed out now. There we go. Well, zoomed out and zoomed back in. So I've got my cute little bear. So he's a little bit lost there, isn't he? So there's a couple of options that we could look to do, and one of those is, let me have a look, because I did have, yes, we've got some like pre-cut shapes here, which I know these are in the wrong colour, so please, you know, forgive me that these are not the correct colours, but we could pop him on an oval, which would look kind of cute. And I mean, the red does look quite cute, to be fair. So we could do that. We could pop him on there, onto a card base, or we could create, we could create a bit of a line in the back anyway, because that creates a nice bit of balance. I also need to add a sentiment, so we need to think about the sentiment, where the sentiment is going to be placed as well. So yeah, so we could do something along these lines. Something along these lines is quite cute, because we can then add a sentiment just here, which I think looks really quite cute, doesn't it? I mean, we could still go this way around, which is also pretty cool. What do we think? I quite like this idea, and I'm not unhappy with the black. I'm not sure. You like it better that way rather than this way? Yeah, I think I do. But I think I'm going to cut it down a little bit as well, you see. So, and I think that I might go with the white. I don't know whether to go with the black and then have the gold sentiment, or silver sentiment, which would be also very cool, or go with a white background. So let me cut down this, because what we can do is I do have a black card blank, which we could go blue, black and gold, which is very cool. And I also have a white, so we could go the blue and white. I quite like that, you know, something very classy about that, I feel. Something very classy. So let me cut this down. These are A2 size card blanks that I've got, so I need my A2 size dies. I do like this as a die as well. It's very cool. It's one of my faves, and I don't use it as much as I want to. Right, A2 layering dies. Here we go. So let's go with, how much of a border do I want, do you think? I feel that that is not enough. I'm going to go with this. Yes, I think that's going to be spot on. So, bit of tape again, and this one is going to have to go through the big noisy machine, I'm afraid, guys. So, big noisy Gemini machine on. Cutting plate at the ready. So, sandwich cutting plate and plastic shim, and then top plate. Is somebody else having a birthday, did I see? Blake has asked me to tell you it's his birthday on Sunday. He'll be 5. Thanks, Alison, for his card and present. Oh, happy birthday for Sunday, Blake. I didn't know it was your birthday this weekend. This could have been your birthday card. And are you doing anything for your birthday? Are you getting any crafty presents for your birthday? What are you going to be up to? Oh, I do like this black and gold feel. It's very, very cool. So we've got our background here, and like I say, we can either do, I do love this like black and gold situation. Yeah, I'm liking that. So the question is, do we do it on the black? I feel it's too dark. It needs the pop of white. So yeah, I'm going to go with the white card base, like this. And I need a bit more black cardstock, because that one's too short for what we need. So what have I got here? Have I got enough here? What about that? That could work, couldn't it? Let's have a look here. It's obviously not cut straight, but we can address that. So let's get this here. Blake said, thank you, Joe. He said maybe to get crafting presents. He wants to hide presents and find them. Oh, that's really cute. I love that. So yeah, so I think that this is going to work. We're going to have a very good day. Excellent. So I just need to trim this to the size that I want. And I'm going to use my trusty tonic trimmer here. And just move that out of the way. Now then, let's see where is possibly going to be nice and straight. And a good width. Let's try this. What do we think? Seems like a good width. Yeah, I might trim it down just a fraction more. again, just hopefully it's going to be nice and straight. There, yes, that's good. And then I'm going to use my card base here on my background here just to help me figure out how long we want this. Lovely. And some more heat embossing. We are definitely enjoying some heat embossing time tonight. So it's one of those things that you know, I've not done it for ages, it seems like, and now we're doing it on everything, but why not? So I am going to cover this in some anti-static because I do not want it to be glittery everywhere. The background, it didn't matter, but I think on this I want it to be nice, crisp image. So also, just as a precaution, because I've been handling my sentiment a little bit, I'm just going to give that a clean to make sure it's not got any fluff on it. Excellent. And then I'm going to pop it. Let's have a little look. My bear's probably going to sit there. So my sentiment is going to sit there, I would say. And lift that up and grab my embossing ink again. So I'd never think to use my embossing pen to write my own sentiments, but that is such a good idea. You could even sign the inside of your card that way, couldn't you? Which would be really quite cool. So I'm just going to open this up now. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to pop this back on here. And I said I was going to do the gold again, didn't I? So let's have a look at my superfine gold. And oh, pop this over the top. Oh, that looks like that's done a great job in terms of the anti-static. Put that to one side and dip this all in here. Good stuff. Clean up my sentiment, get rid of that ink, sticky ink, and then we can heat set this now. I love these sentiments as well because they are, you know, obviously they're a cute pun, which we do love. And they're very generic. They're quite generic, even though it is a birthday. The have a very good day could just be a general greeting, couldn't it? Just wishing somebody a really good day. I do like it when, you know, your sentiments and your images can be used for a variety of different things. Especially when, you know, I might just be crafting for myself rather than for a specific occasion. That's always, you know, good. Just throwing my heat embossing tool around the place, which is good. So now that's cooled off a little bit, we can rub that over. So I have got a little bit of the glitteriness, but I don't mind. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. What you can do is you can use maybe one of your Copic multiliners and colour over that if you really don't like it, but I don't mind it. Blake said his dad's at the weekend but coming back early so that we can go for a meal and he can play in the soft play with Harry and 2 friends. That sounds awesome for Blake and Harry and his friends. Maybe not so much for Mum. I remember we took my niece to Jump Inc. when she came to stay, and it was loads of fun and she absolutely loved it. But oh my god, there were kids having parties there, like birthday parties there, and the noise and the screaming was just like, oh my goodness, I could not work there and listen to that all day. So we've got a really cool little background here. Julie says she loves the versatility of the sentiments too, as it means when you have crafting mojo and make lots of cards, they don't have to be specific. Exactly, that's it. You can just make some real general cards, can't you? It can be like splatter. Yes, exactly. It is almost like splatter, the bit of glitter, Annalisa. So, yeah, I'm happy with this. I think this is looking pretty cool. So I'm going to add some foam to the back of my card here. Where's my big foam roll? I wanted some of this big foam roll, didn't I? But I haven't been able to get some. Where's it gone? Here it is. So let's cut a bit of this down, because this will give us a lovely bit of dimension for the front of our card. And I do like, sorry, am I going off screen a little bit here? And I think that, you know, one of the things that I really like about this is we've had some fun playing with our embossing powders and doing something a little bit different, which is really cool. I don't know whether before I stick that down, do I want to stick that flat? I might stick this down flat, because then I'm going to add some dimension to my bear. So let's stick this down first. Oh no, I've got a clogged pipe. Let's see that you are clogged. There's my little pin. Let's unclog you. But you can see that means I've not been crafting for a while. Got a little clogged up pipe. Is this the one that's been permanently clogged? I need to refill actually some of my glues, because I've emptied them all pretty much. This one looks pretty clogged. Ooh. That's frustrating, isn't it? Not to worry. We have other adhesives. We shall not be phased, but I don't know if you're the same, that once you've got something that's definitely clogged, you just want to fix it. But not today. Not while we're on a live. It's not going to work, is it? So don't worry, there is plenty more glue where that came from, let me tell you. Well, she says that when they're all pretty much empty, but let's try this one. Yes, look. We knew there'd be one in there that would work. So I'm going to add this just there. This glue is a bit stinky, that's why I don't use this one. It's just got a bit of an odour to it. It's a sample glue actually that I was hoping that we might be able to stock for you guys, but I just couldn't cope with the smell. So if it's not right, it's not right, is it? So I decided not to go with it in the end because it was just a bit too much of a pong. It works really well. You know, I can't fault it as a glue. It's a great glue. Julie says she loves this card. It's amazing. Oh, thank you. Do you know, I had not a clue what I was going to do because I'd not had a chance to think about it at all. And I know you guys know that sometimes I have very little idea what I'm going to do when I come in here. And I always surprise myself when I come up with something that I actually am really pleased with. Because I haven't really, you know, put a lot of thought into it beforehand. But I just think when you pick up a set and it just inspires you and you've got an idea in your head of who your recipient's going to be, you can make it work, can't you? So I think that's what we've done today, definitely. So I'm going to add some foam pads to the back of my bear. And like I say, for some cards and for some recipients, you do want it to be a little bit more simple. You want it to be a little bit more perhaps grown up, maybe a bit more elegant. So a way to do that is to keep it a bit more simple, I think. It is hard for me to do simple, as you know, and I am looking at this now and thinking, can I add some gems or some sequins? But maybe I should just leave well enough alone. Quit while the going is good. Because, you know, again, for my recipient, is he going to want any extra bells and whistles? I'm thinking maybe not. So my little bear is going to sit just there, just overhanging the bottom and just kind of cupping round the sentiment there, which is pretty cool. Now, I have just said no to extra embellishments, but I can't resist them. So I am going to just look at the idea of maybe some gold or silver sequins. I'm not saying that I'm definitely going to do it, but the bear is so cute, isn't he? But I feel like maybe a little one or two sequins could just be just the perfect little finishing touch here, especially our lovely gold and silver ones. I feel like they do just maybe bring a little bit of it all together. What do we think? Got two stuck together there. Two for the price of one. Maybe bring the gold one down there, silver one up there. Tying in a bit of silver, quite like that. I think that they work really pretty. They're really pretty, aren't they? Yeah, I think I like that. I think I'm going to go with that. I didn't know whether to go with all gold. Let's have a look. Looking at it on screen, the silver seems to disappear, but on the page in front of me, a bit of silver I feel just does perhaps work. Let's have a look. I think the gold stands out behind our little bear a little bit better. Are you So Julie's, I'm just reading what Julie's saying about making Blake a card for tomorrow, but it might not use Time for Tea products as it's got some of his favourite characters on it, which is really cool. So yeah, no, don't worry, but I mean, if you can get something Time for Tea on it, obviously I would love that. But yeah, you've got to give him what he likes. You can barely see the silver. I like what you've done there, Julie. You can barely see it. But the thing is that when you're face to face with it, no, I'm going to go with the gold. Let's go with the gold. I think the gold works. I think you're right. It doesn't stand out enough against the black. I mean, it probably does in daylight, but in this light, the gold just works that little bit better, doesn't it? So we'll go with that. And I think that that is still pretty manly, but also very festive. And that's what we like. So I'm going to use some of my, I need my quick sticks tool still, because I need to be able to pick these up. And I'm going to use some of my Glossy Accents, but I need to just check that that's not clogged up, which it is. My Glossy Accents always gets clogged up, always. It's usually quite good at coming unclogged, but like I say, if you've not used it for a while, it's it can be a bit stubborn. Right. Oh, doesn't want to work for me tonight. Julie says she has the problem with Glossy Accents too. Oh no, don't think I've got another one, but I can use another glue, it's fine. It's just Glossy Accents is my favourite for, oh here we go, now we're cooking on gas, look. It is my favourite for this kind of thing because it is clear. So a lot of the time you might use your Glossy Accents to add a kind of glossy veneer to something that you're creating. It's great for making balloons look like balloons, or glass to look like glass. So adding it to bottles or to spectacles, or to glasses like champagne glasses or jars, that kind of thing. It's great for anything like that you want to make look, you know, that it's made of glass. But it's also an adhesive, so it's great for adding to things that, because it's clear, it's great for adding behind things like your sequins or your gems, because you won't be able, if it does kind of smear a little bit, you won't see it because it's clear. So the final touch then, as always, is to add a little bit of highlighting to our little bear. So I'm going to add a little bit of jelly roll in a few places. There's not really any rhyme or reason to how I do this. I just do what I feel comes naturally. And I like to add my glossy black to the eyes. So I'm just going to, do I have a little, oh yeah, we've got a little bit of scrap here. Just to take off the, what happens with the black I've noticed is that the tip kind of gets a little crust over the top, which means it stops the ink from flowing. So if you just rub it on a bit of your bit of scrap, then it means that you can get rid of that. I think this is sparkly, this one. Yeah, I don't want the sparkly one. I've got a glaze, clear glaze pen, which I think is this one. I just need to, again, to just take the kind of the crust off the tip that has just meant it's just dried over and has stopped it from, the ink from flowing. And then the clear glaze works like the black glaze pen, but obviously is clear, and we'll just add a little bit of shine to the colour underneath, so it gives him a little shiny wet nose, which I think is really cute. This is also one of the things that I love about colouring in, is adding these extra little finishing touches. So little white highlights, the glazed pen to the eyes. They're some of the things that just bring me absolute joy and really make me smile. So I love that. I love that bit of doing the colouring in and crafty part of the process. Sorry, I'm to lean across the screen there while I just make sure everything's put away. But I think we're done. I think that's our card finished. What do you think? It's cool, isn't it? I really like it. And I hope that Ant's stepfather likes it, because I think it's really cute. You could add, you know, a sentiment insert on the inside. You could add another little image. The little image of the little mouse is really cute. So you could pop that on the inside, and add maybe a happy birthday sentiment as well, which would be really cute, which I might do actually when it's dried a little bit. It's just to add that on the inside for when I send it to him. So what do you think? I hope you guys really like it. Love the added sequences, Annalisa. Who is the card for? Sounds like you have someone in mind. So yes, it's Ant's stepdad who helped us with the move earlier this week. It's his birthday coming up, so I just thought it'd be nice to do something that was for him, because he's helped us out as well. So and his birthday's coming, so it seemed like the perfect opportunity. And I wanted to do something then that was, because he's not a crafter. Obviously he's a grown man, and he would probably want something a bit more manly. So that was what I was thinking, a bit more simple, a bit more elegant, and but also has a bit of a party theme to it. So I hope he likes that. I love these embossed balloons. I don't know where the idea for that came from. Just sparked from doing the background, really, was what set me off. So it's really come together, and like I say, I think he will really like it. So thank you, Annalisa. I hope he does. I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me tonight. It's been lovely to craft with you. It's lovely to share with you some of what's been going on at Time for Tea HQ. Watch out on our Facebook and Instagram. We'll be updating you on more progress with the move as we go along. Thank you, Julie. She says it's lovely and bearific. I'm loving all the bear puns coming from you tonight, Julie. You're on form this evening, on form. I think I'm going to go and put my PJs on now and put my feet up, because we're back to it again tomorrow morning, with some more moving things around and organising. And I think we will pretty much be back to normal, I would say, by the end of the week. So it won't probably be the finished article. It won't be fully perfect, but we'll be much closer. So so yeah, so I'm excited. Julie says, love this evening. Thanks, Joe. Good luck with the rest of the move, and get some rest if you can between it all. Thank you, Julie. That's so lovely of you. It means such a lot to me that you guys are here with me every week while we're crafting, and I do look forward to our time together. So thank you so much for joining me. I shall see you all again next week. It will be just before our visit to Harrogate. So yeah, so I shall give you all the news of what's coming and the exclusives that you will be able to get if you are coming to see us. See you all really soon. Have a lovely evening, guys, and happy crafting.
Bye. Bye.